Most of us spend the first half of our lives building a house we don't actually want to live in. We get the job, we wear the mask, we follow the rules of the collective. We believe we are in control. But Jung warned us, when an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate. You aren't one person. You are a fragmented collection of masks and hidden ghosts. Today we're exploring the masterpiece of human existence, individuation. Individuation isn't just self-improvement. It's the process of becoming a unique, total human being by integrating the parts of yourself you've disowned. Think of your psyche as an ocean. Your ego, the I you know, is just the surface. Beneath it lies the personal unconscious, holding your forgotten memories and complexes. And deeper still, the collective unconscious, a shared library of universal human blueprints called archetypes. While Freud wanted to fix your past, Jung wanted to unlock your future. He believed your soul is trying to complete itself, but to get there, you have to pass through 3 treacherous gates. Stage 1, the shadow. This is everything about yourself you've denied or cut off to stay socially acceptable. Your greed, your rage, your weirdness, but also your untapped creativity. You think you're a good person? Jung would say you're just one-sided. We project our shadow onto others. That person you hate for being arrogant, they might just be carrying the confidence you've repressed. Jung called this the apprentice piece of wholeness. If you don't face your dark side, it will rule you from the dark. Stage 2, the anima and animus. Jung believed every man has a feminine inner personality and every woman has a masculine inner personality. This is the masterpiece. It's the bridge to the deepest part of your soul. Most of us are taught to suppress these opposite gender traits to fit into rigid social roles. But when we integrate them, we stop looking for our other half in partners and find it within ourselves. You become a balanced, psychological divine couple. Finally, stage 3, the self. This is the archetype of wholeness. It's the inner divine center that manages the chaos of your mind. Realizing the self isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole, accepting your warts and all. You move from the ego center to the self center. You no longer live for the world's validation. You live for your own destiny. So how do you start? Jung gave us 2 primary tools. Dream analysis. Your dreams are letters from the self sent every night. Write them down. They are your roadmap. The second tool is active imagination. This is dreaming while awake. Talk to the characters in your head. Draw them. Give them a voice. But it's not safe. You will have to strip away the identity you worked so hard to build. Everything good is costly, Jung wrote. Individuation is the most expensive thing you'll ever do. It will cost you your mask, but it will return you to your soul. Are you ready to stop being a fragment and start being a whole? The journey starts tonight. Pay attention to your dreams. Individuation is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming complete. It is the arduous task of reconciling our inner opposites. As we integrate the shadow, the anima, and the archetypal energies, the ego steps down from its illusory throne. The ego realizes it is not the master of the house, but merely a servant to a much grander organizing principle. Jung called this organizing principle the self. It is the totality of the psyche, the divine spark within the human soul. Encountering the self is often experienced as a profound spiritual awakening, a moment of numinous awe that redefines one's existence. Jung found parallels to this psychological transformation in the ancient art of alchemy. The alchemist's quest for gold was a metaphor. They were not trying to transform physical lead into gold, but to transmute the leaden, unconscious soul into the gold of enlightened consciousness. This alchemical process is agonizing. It requires enduring the nigredo, the dark night of the soul, where all illusions are burned away. To reach the light, we must first survive the fire. We must sit with our suffering, allowing it to cook us into something new. From the ashes of the nigredo emerges the albedo, the whitening, a state of psychic purification and newfound clarity. Here the ego has been humbled. The projections have been withdrawn. We begin to see the world and ourselves without the distortion of the shadow. But clarity is not enough. The final stage is the rubedo, the reddening, the return of vitality, passion, and lifeblood to the awakened soul. In the rubedo, the spirit is made flesh. The insights of the deep unconscious are woven seamlessly into the fabric of daily life. Jung also observed that the unconscious doesn't just shape our inner world. Sometimes it breaches the barrier into physical reality. He called this synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that defy causality, events where the inner state mirrors the outer world, like a patient dreaming of a golden scarab, only for a real scarab beetle to tap against the window at that exact moment in therapy. Synchronicities suggest an underlying order to the universe, an unus mundus, or one world, where mind and matter are deeply intertwined. To ignore Jung's map is to remain a stranger in your own house. It is to be buffeted by invisible storms, blaming the world for your inner weather. Without self-knowledge, we are destined to repeat our psychic patterns, a phenomenon we mistakenly call fate. The journey of individuation requires immense courage. It is not for the faint of heart. It demands a brutal, unwavering honesty with oneself. You must look at the ugliest parts of your soul and say, "I am this too." Only then can the true healing begin. As we climb the mountain of the self, we shed the false identities imposed by society. We become who we were always meant to be. We find our unique myth, our specific reason for existing in this brief, chaotic flash of time we call life. Modern society, Jung warned, is dangerously disconnected from the deep unconscious. We have traded myth and meaning for rationality and machines. This disconnection breeds neurosis, anxiety, and a pervasive sense of emptiness. We are spiritually starving in an age of material abundance. The cure for this modern sickness cannot be found in the external world. It requires a return to the inner depths, to the roots of the soul. We must learn to dream again, to listen to the symbols, to engage in active imagination with the figures that haunt our psyche. Active imagination is not mere daydreaming. It is a deliberate, waking dialogue with the unconscious. It is inviting the monsters to tea. By confronting these inner forces consciously, we drain them of their destructive power and harness their energy for our own growth. Jung himself undertook this harrowing journey, documenting his descent into madness and his triumphant return in the legendary Red Book. He proved that the abyss is not just a place of monsters, but a forge where the ultimate human potential is hammered into shape. Individuation is not a selfish pursuit. By healing our own fractured psyche, we contribute to the healing of the collective unconscious. Every individual who integrates their shadow reduces the total amount of darkness projected into the world. We become beacons of sanity. The choice is stark. Remain unconscious and be driven by unseen forces, or awaken to the depths and become the author of your destiny. The path of Carl Jung is an invitation to the greatest adventure a human being can undertake, the exploration of the inner cosmos. It is a journey of reconciling opposites, light and dark, conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine, matter and spirit. In holding the tension of these opposites, a new, transcendent function emerges. The psyche gives birth to something entirely new. This new creation is the integrated self. It is characterized by a profound sense of peace, purpose, and unshakable inner stability. You are no longer a fragment tossed by the waves of emotion, but the deep ocean itself, calm and immense. To embrace Jung's philosophy is to realize that the universe is not just out there. The most profound mysteries exist entirely within you. You are a microcosm of the cosmos. Every star, every black hole, every ancient god resides within the architecture of your mind. The call to individuation is the call of the soul. It is a whisper from the depths that cannot be ignored forever. Will you answer it? Will you dare to step off the safe shores of the known and dive into the terrifying, beautiful unknown? Remember, the gold is always hidden in the dark. The treasure you seek is buried in the very places you are most afraid to look. Embrace your shadow. Dialogue with your anima or animus. Honor the archetypes that guide your steps. Let the self be your compass. In a world obsessed with surface appearances, commit to the radical act of profound inner depth. The process is never truly finished. Individuation is not a destination, but a lifelong circumambulation of the divine center. We walk a labyrinth, circling closer and closer to the core of our being, forever unfolding the endless layers of the psyche. Carl Jung did not give us a dogma to believe in. He gave us a shovel and told us where to dig. He taught us that the only way out of our suffering is through it. We must become the light that illuminates our own darkness. And in that illumination, we discover that we are not broken fragments, but magnificent, complex, and deeply interconnected expressions of life. As above, so below. As within, so without. The journey of the soul is the ultimate frontier. May you have the courage to face your shadow, the wisdom to integrate your deep, and the strength to become who you truly are. For in the depths of the psyche, in the uncharted territories of the unconscious, lies the key to our collective salvation. The abyss is watching, it is waiting, it is time to dive in.